When you think of dive watches for around $500, you usually think Seiko or Citizen. But what if you don't have $500 to spend on that kind of a watch? What if you only have $100? Is there a major watch brand out there that can deliver a good quality, solid dive watch for that $100? The answer is yes, and we are going to find out. Hello everybody and welcome to Infinite Chronos. The company that I'm talking about that can deliver that dive watch is Casio, and the model is the MDV 106, or as it is known, the Duro. This is a high quality watch delivered by a high quality watchmaker, and all for under $100. It has the 200 meters of water resistance. It has screw down crown. It has screw down case back. It has pretty much everything that all of these major brands also have, but at a price that is way more affordable. Let's check it out. All right, let's go ahead and get into the dimensions of the watch. So the case size is 43 millimeters, and the lug to lug is 48 millimeters with a case width of 12 millimeters. That's pretty thin when you really look at that. And the lug width itself is 22 millimeters. This features a Casio analog module 2784, which is basically a three-hander with a date complication. It does have 200 meters of water resistance. It is a mineral crystal, not a sapphire, but at this price point, at $75, a mineral crystal is actually really good. It does have a polished stainless steel bezel with an aluminum insert. It's 120 clicks, and it does not have any backplay. Backplay is pretty minimal on this, actually, which is really good. It does have a screw-down crown and a screw-down case back, and if you can kind of see in there, actually has an engraving of a marlin on there. That'll give you the, standard things, stainless steel, 200 meters water resistance. It'll give you the module that's listed in this particular watch as well. It does have a 3-year battery life, and it is maintaining an accuracy of plus or minus 20 seconds per month. And it weighs only 92 grams, which is really light for a watch like this. So most of the weight you're getting is from the stainless steel. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dial face now. You can see the dial face has a little bit of a sunburst effect to it, which is really nice. I really like that. That you can tell that Casio put some kind of thought into that, and instead of just doing a matte black like you see on the other ones, you get a little bit of a sunburst, which is nice. The dial is super easy to read. Super easy to read. You just have the Casio at the top of the pinion, and then at the bottom you have the picture of the marlin, and then it only says WR200M for, of course, water resistance of 200 meters. And then at the 6 o'clock marker, very close, you can see it says Japanese movement, which is pretty good. I mean, I like this. This is a great watch. You're just not going to find anything for this amount of money packed with this amount of features. The markers are all loomed. All right, so you have the trapezoid at the 12 o'clock. So you have the two trapezoids. And then at the 6 and the 9, you have rectangles, and then you have a box at the 3. And the rest of them are obviously circles, which is really nice. The loom on this is not very good at all. But again, for the price you're paying for something like this, this is what you can expect. The chapter ring looks really good. I don't know if you can see the chapter ring in here. It is super nice. I mean, the attention to detail on that is really good. You do have your outlined date window, which is super good as well. That's really a nice touch on that. Now, you also have the hour hand, which is an arrow hour hand, the sword hour hand, and then you have a syringe-tipped arrow second hand that's been painted in a red color, which will help it to stand out. That is really just a super nice touch for this watch. I just can't say enough good things about this watch. This is really, really, really a good thing. Now, the case design is a combination of polished and brushed finish. So you can see here at the top, you have this kind of a brushed finish up at the top along the case. But if you look at the sides of the case, you can see how it is actually polished. And the crown is polished well. It's not signed, but it's polished. It looks really good. The crown guards protrude out pretty well and protect the crown. The crown's really easy to grasp and change the time and so forth. So, and it is a screw down crown. It is a full-on screw down crown, which is really great. The bezel itself is, like I mentioned, it is a polished stainless steel, and it does have an aluminum insert with a lume pip at the 12 o'clock marker as well. The grip on this is really good, and it doesn't really have any back play at all. So that's a real positive. This is a 22 millimeter lug width, and the resin band that it comes on it's okay. It's okay. It does the job. It functions. It does what it's supposed to do. I would personally change this out. This is not something I would keep on just the resin band that comes with it. And you can change these bands out pretty easily since this is 22 millimeters. On the watch right now, you'll see I have a FKM rubber strap. It's a waffle strap. I picked this up from Strap Habit. I'll put a link below so you can take a look at that as well. And I'll show you some pictures and some other looks of this watch using a NATO style strap and a sailcloth strap, which look really nice. So you can do a lot with this watch and dress it up and make it look really, really nice. So one of the things, like I said, it is a screw down case back, and you can kind of see the marlin on the back. I think that's just such a really nice touch for this watch. And again, you know, for the price that you're paying, this is like $75, I think. So under $100, and you're getting this from a major watch brand. Okay. Now, sure, if you want to go to AliExpress, you can find some for cheaper, and you know, they're automatic movements and they're pretty good as well. But if you're looking for a beater watch that you can take with you on a trip or an everyday watch, and you don't want to have to worry too much about it, I just can't recommend this watch enough. This is a fantastic watch, and it's really worth you taking a look at. And it does come in a variety of different colors. Again, I'll leave the link in the description below, and you can see the different colors that this comes in. There is a blue dial and a blue bezel. There is also a green bezel and a black dial. There's a black and gold. There is a Pepsi colored bezel, and I believe there is also, let's see, Pepsi colored bezel. Well, anyway, just take a look down in the description. You'll see them right there, and you can browse through them. Again, really great watch. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of the lume on the watch and see what we can come up with there. At the beginning of the 20-minute lume test, you can see that it starts out really well, very bright, very legible, and easy to read. But at the end of the 20-minute test, you can tell, well, they have to make a sacrifice somewhere, and I suppose lume is where they made that sacrifice. Anyway, here are some shots with different wristbands. Here we have the Ritchie sailcloth wristband with the red threading. It looks really great on the watch with the second hand as well. And then we have the changeover to the NATO style strap from Archer watch bands. Also a very, very, very good choice for this watch. Very solid. So as you can see, you can do many, many different looks with this watch and change it up many different ways, and it still looks great. Okay, let's go over some of the likes and the dislikes I have with this watch. I'll start with the dislikes. First of all, the lume. The lume is absolutely in desperate need of being improved. They needed to add more layers of lume on that watch, on the dial, on the markers, on the hands, everywhere. It just needed more lume. It didn't even really make it past the 20-minute test that I had set up for it. It got about maybe 10 minutes through, and then it completely faded out. The other thing that I did not like was that the date window was way too small. It needs to be enlarged, and the date wheel itself, the font on there, just needs to be increased. Legibility, it needs to be easy to read at a glance. Now, having said all that, here are the things that I really did like about this watch. 200 meters of water resistance. That is really great for a watch at this price point. A screw-down crown, a screw-down case back. These are all fabulous things. The attention to detail on the dial with the sunburst effect. That was a really nice touch. Not to mention the etching in the back of the case back to show the marlin, which is also reflecting the marlin on the front of the dial. Now, the other thing that cannot be ignored is the price, $75. That is a great price for a watch that has all of these specs. Well, that's what I'm thinking about the Casio Duro MDV 106. What are your thoughts? Why don't you leave me a comment below and let me know what you think? And while you're at it, why don't you give me a like and subscribe for more content like this? Thanks so much for watching.